market conditions remaining bullish in this bull market. Had some volatility yesterday with the Fed rate cuts, which was welcome. We did see a rally higher and then a bit of a retracement with a close to the downside. We'll take a look at that chart pattern. We are seeing momentum still now in this upper bullish zone and breadth continuing to remain in that location as well. Sentiment towards the upper end of that range, but creating some divergence here on sentiment. We're starting to lose a little bit of steam there on sentiment versus going into and getting new highs on sentiment with the market. Now we're starting to get lower highs on sentiment. Again, that could be a part of this topping process that we are currently in. Again, we're at the upper end of this range. Current buy-sell ratio is sitting at 2.83, so favorably bullish right here. We have bulls in control with green over red, but we are at the upper end of that range. Let's look at S&P 500 right here, where we have this rally higher, got a little bit of a topping tail bar right there, and ended up with a down day. As we've talked about before, these are all-time highs, and these are recent highs that the market's got to try and fight through. It's done a good job of getting back into the momentum zone at 551, but that becomes the new playground essentially between 551 and 568 for the market to continue to maintain in current bullish momentum. You've got this trend structure, which is, again, bullish when we get back into these areas, staying above that 236 location. Let's take a look at a couple of the other markets right here, indices, the triple Qs, which is the NASDAQ 100. Not quite into momentum, but bouncing off of that 618 retracement, that corrective zone, and working its way higher, just not quite there yet. Dow is there, and a similar price pattern to S&P 500. Let's take a look to see what bonds did yesterday. The long-term bond TLT pulling back again. This is the bond market. This is not the Federal Reserve, but the bond market is moving in anticipation. And so I think that this upper range, once they did get the cut, it's like, oh, okay, where were we at? What did we anticipate? And here's where we're at ultimately. So a little bit of a pullback right here after some momentum to the upside. All still bullish in that overall uptrend. And SHY, shorter term end of that yield curve, also still in momentum. If we take a look at the sectors from yesterday, we are seeing still significantly bullish, the majority of sectors in uptrends, and we've got energy, healthcare, technology, consumer goods kind of lagging in that whole range with a couple of shorter-term downtrends. Commodities saw some retracement yesterday. Gold, GLD pulling back after all-time highs. It's got the momentum zone, this playground for gold is right around here, sitting at the 230 range for a shorter-term support if it does get a deeper retracement. And silver, significant pullback here as well. Couldn't quite hold up in that momentum zone, pulling back to support around 27.32, and then USO oil running into some resistance right around the 72 range and pulling back a couple of days there as well. Let's jump over and take a look at the muscle stocks group. Seeing a couple of that I wanted to point out right here. We've got COHR, which is a nice stock and a nice uptrend, increased volume. Seeing some of these other names that are it had been high flyers. This is not quite DAV, not quite in the momentum zone. We see some of these, they're high ranked again because they're longer term. They've had really big uptrends. This stock had a real big, nice uptrend. It's in the financial services space, technology, and pulling back and kind of fighting in that corrective zone right now. Highly ranked and gone from a hold to a buy, so it is showing up in that scan, yet the shorter term, the 6-month time frame on that has a little bit of bearishness on that. Let's look at a couple of others here. TKNO, which is in the biomedical space, a really nice confirmation location here where you're seeing support at the momentum zone, this 236, the new confirmation bar. Really nothing on volume though, like next to nothing, so those are really thinly traded ones to be cautious of. FIP, let's take a look here. You're seeing some real estate stocks also showing up in the scans there for you today. Go through that list, and we're seeing a couple down here a little bit deeper. Uber, let's look at that one and see shorter term retracement, downtrend on that 6-month time frame, but it does have a new confirmation bar. Volume's nothing to be overly interested in. Those upper ranges of the new buy list, go through those and consider those today. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.